Hey there, what's crack-a-lackin'? Tim Warner here, and I'm going to teach you about using different LLM models, large language models, in GitHub Copilot. Standard introduction is required. I'm in Visual Studio Code. I'm licensed for GitHub Copilot. Now I'm using Enterprise, which is the top tier stock keeping unit or SKU. I've installed the GitHub Copilot chat extension. Looks like I've got some updates to do for some other extensions. I've signed in with my GitHub account, so I'm licensed and ready to rock and roll. Now, the idea here is in GitHub Copilot chat, notice that we go to Auto, where we let or delegate GitHub Copilot choose the LLM. But this can have and will have a cost implication depending upon what's available. Let me actually switch back to a default mode here. Let me go back to Ask mode, because depending upon the mode, you may have different models available. In this case, as you can see, I've got Auto, where we're letting GitHub Copilot choose based on capacity and performance. And notice that the tooltip says that it's counted at 0 to 0.9 at the request rate, depending upon the model. So it's not going to 10x your request rate. What the heck does that mean? Well, in your subscription cost, you get unlimited chat prompts for GPT-4 Omni and GPT-4.1. That's why it says 0x. But you are metered for other models that you're choosing to use. And the standard is for every chat prompt, you consume one premium request. Now, if you choose a more advanced reasoning model, if it's available, then that could choose, a multiplier up to like 10x. So one prompt would consume 10 premium requests. Now, what happens if you reach your limit? You can't make requests of the model unless you're allowing overages. And you'll pay for those overages, just like back in the bad old days of MMS text messaging when you were given 50 messages a month and you'd be charged through the nose if you went over your quota. Now, notice if we hover over the GitHub Copilot status icon, we can see our current premium request consumption. It's not a number, it's expressed as a percentage. And in my settings, I have additional paid premium requests disabled so I don't get any surprises. And it also tells us the allowance resets on this day and this time. Okay. All right. So that's the basic lay of the land as far as payment and metering. Depending upon whether you're an individual subscriber or you get your license from GitHub Enterprise owners, they can choose which additional models you're allowed to use, if any, besides the ones that are baked in. Claude Sonnet, Claude Opus, Claude Haiku, these are known pretty universally as excellent for coding, which is why they're available in GitHub Copilot models. That's why you might want to choose a different model beyond the ones that are baked in, because you get better results. It's as simple as that. Now let's go behind the curtain and let's go into GitHub so I can teach you how to modify all this. Let's start with an enterprise business scenario. In GitHub Copilot Enterprise, you have to have GitHub Enterprise Cloud licensing enabled as well. So I'm going to open my user menu here, and I'm going to go all the way past my organizations up to my enterprise. And in my enterprise policies, I'm going to come down under Copilot. And specifically, we want to look at models. Select which models can be used with Copilot Chat and your IDE. This is an ever-expanding list. Now, you're not going to be able to see this page unless you're a GitHub Enterprise administrator, but I like to show it to you because this allows you to see what's available so that you can ask your boss, hey, would you mind, or where do I file a ticket so we could possibly enable this model that's better for our use case? You see what I mean? And again, it's ever-expanding. Not too long ago, as of this recording, Anthropic dropped Haiku as a replacement for their 80% Sonnet 4.5 model. And notice that they're so new, I haven't yet set a policy in my enterprise. We can either delegate and let org administrators decide, we can force enable across our organizations, or we could force disable. I'm going to enable that everywhere here. And then we've got Haiku 4.5 in Copilot. I'm going to enable that. Opus, like I said, you want to be careful with the thinking models, with the reasoning models, because they consume those premium requests a lot faster than a non-reasoning model. Be on the lookout also for public preview models. OpenAI has their Codex model that's especially good at software development tasks. As of this recording, it's not under general availability yet, but I will enable that everywhere. For security reasons and life reasons, I'm not a fan of Grok in the least, so I have that disabled here, and it will remain disabled. Thank you very much. Now, you might be thinking, Tim, how do I, as an individual, let's say you've got a pro license for GitHub Copilot, how do I adjust the models that I want to make available to myself? Well, there what you can do is open your user menu, and this time go directly to Copilot settings. That's going to be a really nice dashboard that shows you, first of all, where your license is coming from. Mine is coming, as I said, from GitHub Copilot Enterprise and GitHub Enterprise Cloud. We can see our premium requests, in this case being managed by my org. Remember, let me go into whiteboard mode just for a second. If you don't know this, I always like my students to know this. In the object model in GitHub Cloud, you've got your repos. Those repos are owned either by a personal identity or, more likely, one or more orgs. And the idea is that we can have org administrators doing these sorts of enablements and compliance and allowances for the repos, or at the very top, we've got the enterprise license, which roll down through cascaded inheritance to multiple orgs, which in turn go to multiple repos. You got it? Okay. And notice that we can update our Copilot premium request budget here. You can set budgets to make sure that you don't go over and don't get any surprises. This again is under your user settings. This time it's under access, billing and licensing, budgets and alerts. Let's see some other things. And editor preview features, you can administratively enable that. The reason these are read-only, of course, is because they're coming from the org and enterprise level in my environment. But notice that if I keep scrolling, eventually we start to see some of those models. And if this is your pro account, you own the account, so you can choose what's enabled and what's not, as you can see. All right, great. Well, let's return by going back to VS Code and let's check out our update here. I want to see the pricing implications. Might need to quit out of the application and start it up again. All right, let me open up my list. Yeah, and so as we can see here, this is good. It's showing us the difference between the built-in models. It looks like Haiku, at least as of this recording, you get 3 prompts for the price of 1 premium request. I think that's more or less like a fire sale. You know, when a new product comes out, you get a promotion. I think that's a promotional rate. But by contrast, if you've got a more intensive task where you want to use Opus, which admittedly is fantastic as a model, as a thinking model, especially for software, every prompt you send to Opus 4.1 here is going to count at 10 times the normal rate. So this is something as a user you want to be really careful of. And also remember, public preview normally means you don't have a service level agreement from GitHub, nor do you get support. So you'll want to, buyer beware, caveat emptor, all that kind of stuff. I give GitHub lots of credit that they're labeling that as preview specifically in the interface. There is one other thing that I forgot that I'm going to shoehorn in here, and that is if we come back to my original enterprise page, remember we go under Policies, Copilot. I did want to mention, I'm sure I'll do a separate video on this, that we've also got GitHub models themselves. This is a big deal because we can have GitHub host a model and we can fine tune it and make it our own, and we can surface those models in GitHub Copilot chat as well. So I'll assign that to you for homework. Look at GitHub Marketplace model support in GitHub Copilot. That's exactly what I'm going to do right now. Thank you as always. Leave, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know in the comments what else you'd like to see. Happy studying. Catch you next time.